kick unit on here for the Chargers as they will send this one away. Here's Abdullah from his end zone. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive.
Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession. Here we go. But I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
They'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a first.
A nice carry by Jacobs, who's coming off a career year. Just when it seemed like Vegas may have been ready to move on from him. Led the NFL with over 1,600 yards and was more than deserving of his first All-Pro selection.
Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And this time the yards won't come so easy as they'll in fact tackle him behind the line. On 2nd down, Jacobs. Some extra space following the display of power. Down just inside the 45. A 6-yard pickup on the ground that time, and that'll make it 3rd and 4 coming up.
But you got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
3rd and 4. Once again, it's Jacobs. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37.
45 yards rushing for him now, and he's carried the ball just 5 times.
That right there, a good sign for a team that's had trouble converting 3rd down so far this year. They're the bottom 5 in the NFL, but they come through there.
Yeah, and I bet if we put our guy Marvin on the case and say, Marvin, tell us where they rank on 3rd and what, right? I bet they're in the top 5 in the league on 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7 or more, because that's how you end up not converting. Just too much yardage to pick up on 3rd down.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Running straight ahead is Jacobs. Give him 6 yards on the carry. It's going to be 3rd and 3 now.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
The 8th play of the drive coming up. It's 3rd and 3. On 3rd down, here comes Jacobs. And I don't think he got there, no. He's short by maybe a foot, maybe. Call it 4th and inches.
All right, so they got that one, Charles, against the center.
And let's remember how difficult it is for the center because, remember, he's got to snap the ball to put the play in motion. And sometimes you got that big guy on your nose. You got sometimes where he's coming at you at an angle. It's a difficult job for him to snap the ball and then execute his block.
This will be the 8th play of the drive, and it's 3rd and inches. Looking to throw, Garoppolo. On the left side, a catch by White. And he is going to have the Raiders first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And I don't think there's any question that this offense is going to need to hit on a few more plays like this. It's been a difficult first half for them, to say the least. And I do believe if they want to get back in this game, they need to start right now. It's kind of like making adjustments. If you try and wait until the half, it's probably too late. They need to get going right here.
Jacobs going to try the middle. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
Garoppolo going to change the look here. 2nd down, Jacobs once more.
Snapped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. Now they'll have it 1st and goal following that gain of 17. White will cross the line. He's in. Touchdown, Raiders. Now for the extra point, Daniel Carlson. It's up, it's good, and that'll cut the lead to 21-7. On as the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. And they're going to mark that where it went out of bounds, so really good starting field position up past the 40-yard line. Herbert and the Chargers now with a 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. On the counter, it's Spiller. It's the Pro Bowler Chandler Jones who makes the tackle.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
Here's a 2nd and 5. They keep it on the ground with Spiller. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. Second quarter action, 1:56 remaining.
In order to play really good run defense when you're playing a 3-4, those 3 guys up front, the nose tackle and the guys they call the defensive ends, they're usually big, big people because they're going to have to eat up a lot of blockers because it's usually 5-on-3. And when they do their job well, guys who play on the inside, those inside linebackers, they're able to just roam and hit.
They'll come up now 3rd and 3. Here's Herbert. Flushed out right. He opted to go with a scramble, gets 2 yards, and now it's 4th.
I'm not quite sure what he thought he saw there, but the reality was certainly a much different picture than what he anticipated. And give credit to the defense. They were down on the flash when he broke out of there, and they forced him out with almost nothing to show for his efforts.
The offense here not budging. They're going to fight for it on 4th and inches. Herbert going to keep it on the sneak. And, boy, that's going to be close. He didn't get much at all there, but he got the first. Looked like they might have held him defensively, but the referee signals it will be a 1st down. Only needed a few inches to pick it up and get behind your center and burrow forward like he did.
And remember what the GMs have told us? We build an offensive line starting with our center, the guy who can make all the line calls and also move those big defensive tackles in order to pick up 1st downs.
On first down, it's Herbert. He'll get this out wide to Eckler. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
I think the best offenses love to get the ball to their running backs in open space because they have the ability to make people miss, and they also have the ability to run over people. And if you do that throughout the game, after a while, they might just run through some of those tackles and go a long way.
We saw him shed a nice tackle on that play. And Eckler's going to pick up a Chargers first down as he's inside the 40 to the 38-yard line. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. Got an open man. It's Josh Palmer. And they have a first down and well into field goal range also at the 16 now.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Herbert changing things up. They run behind center with Spiller. And he'll be out of bounds. Well, lots of plays on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
Play here, big play. Let's make something happen.
Trying to punch it in with Eckler. And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. Austin Eckler as time expires in the first half. And the Chargers will extend their lead on the final play and a half. Big decision there. They say forget the field goal and go for it, and it pays off.
I wonder who was in the ear of the head coach on this one. Did he make this call on his own? Or maybe the analytics coach got involved. And a lot of times you talk about that all week before the game. Hey, if we're in certain situations, analytics actually says do it this way, which might be against the norm. And it paid off in a really nice way.
Cashing in, and they're on the final play of the first half. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down, 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. The Raiders are going to have it first, and they trail here as we get back to it in this 3rd quarter of action. Here's Abdullah from his end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They look up at the scoreboard facing that deficit. A 3-score game, Charles, but look, there's plenty of time to go here. The old football cliche that comes to my mind is you can't get it all back at once. They probably need something, though, out of this drive, at least 3 points.
Are you trying to say that there's no 3-score drive on that play sheet for any of those coordinators? They just don't have it, right? You're trying to get it all back. You know you can't get it back in one drive, but maybe cut into it a little bit as you just suggested. Try and create a little bit of momentum, a little bit of a spark, and then maybe that'll carry over.
And they're going to speed things up here. Now whistles here, and I believe one of the Raider linemen might have been moving. Maybe anticipating a blitz, and they jumped.
Yeah, and if we saw it, you know that they saw it. The bad guys might have been coming on that play. Had to pick them up, and they jumped.
Well, that's a tough, costly penalty, because now it makes it 3rd and 6 after the false start. To throw is Garoppolo. Into a double team, and it's intercepted.
picked off by Duron Harmon. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line.
Well, I certainly think that we're seeing a big reason why this team has struggled to put points on the board so far, because too many of their drives have ended in turnovers already, and we still have almost a full half of football yet to play.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material.
They'll bring a receiver in motion left.
Let's go.
They'll toss this out right for Spiller.
The ball comes out, and the Raiders pick it up. And they're going to take over right there at the 22-yard line. And they had just picked it off to get the football. They fumble it right back. I looked over to both sidelines. A lot of scrambling to find the helmets.
Yeah, you can almost, I mean, you know both sides are change. Because when
and now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. Second and short now following the fumble.
Baylor Tigers. Crowd right. 21. Ready.
On second down, Spiller looking for space.
And he's in for a Charger touchdown.
Isaiah Spiller,
his second touchdown of the afternoon.
and the Chargers take the interception on defense and convert it into 6 points. Extra point up and good by Dicker.
And that'll increase their lead to 28. The kick unit on here for the Chargers as they will send this one away.
Here's Abdullah from his end zone. And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result, and he opted for the touchback. The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. But we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here and maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that, because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
And he's going to get across midfield and into Charger territory.
Brings up 2nd and 2. 11.
They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. They'll lose a yard on the play, so now they need 3 yards on 3rd down.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
Here's 3rd and 3.
They'll try to pick this up on the ground with White. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. Still just the 3rd quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on 4th.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will score. Touchdown, Las Vegas.
Davante Adams, his 2nd touchdown on the season.
And the Raiders' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that'll cut the lead back down to 21. On is the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away.
And Davis content just to bring this out to the 25-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going. Still operating with a comfortable lead despite the score a moment ago as they begin 1st and 10.
In motion left comes Williams. They'll send a receiver here in motion right.
Hey, go line.
The drive starts with a give to Spiller. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
Well, that was a thing of beauty right there. Look at how quick those blockers fired off the line once the ball was snapped. That was an O-line on a mission, all in sync, and the defense is lucky that play only picked up 5 yards.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5.
Williams being motion left.
Now it's Herbert. Dancing to his left. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. 5 yards on the scramble, and that's enough to pick up the first.
Well, that's a nice job right there. He's looking downfield, but with no one open, he takes off and tries to run for it. He gets to the sidelines and gets out of bounds with a first down.
They'll try the left side with Spiller.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 75 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
Now that's how you start to get back in the good graces of your head coach. Remember, he fumbled on the last possession. How about the faith they showed him, giving him the ball again, and he repaid them, picking up a first down.
Running on first down, Eckler. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Hey, a lot of points have been scored in this game against them, but tally that one on the side of the defense.
Do you think maybe, possibly, it can be a little bit of a changer for them? Maybe not a game changer, but a little bit of a momentum one that maybe they can string together some pretty good plays and slow them down.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
The defender certainly didn't forget about him leaking out of the backfield. There was a guy ready and waiting to pick him up in coverage, and that throw had no shot.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Justin Herbert looking to pass. He's got his target. That's complete. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 34-yard line. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've gotten their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 34. They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw.
Oh, the turnover fest continues. Here's another interception.
And he will take it across midfield and down to the 45.
Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is the team that just threw that interception, they've got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
Here's a handoff to Jacobs. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. So both teams trade touchdowns in the third as we're through 3 quarters of play.
Second down and 8.
Here's a handoff to Jacobs running left. Now third down is looming. A pickup of 2 on first down and just 1 yard there. Not the start to the drive they were hoping for. That run doesn't get them much at all.
No, not at all. Not losing with third long, which means you got to dial up something pretty good. Think your best player with a play that he likes to run best.
This offense so far on third down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 7. Garoppolo looks to throw. And this is going to be incomplete. Another pass attempt, another incompletion. You figure defensively, you're in the fourth quarter here. You've held the team under 100 yards passing. You've done your job.
Especially in today's NFL, which is truly a pass-first league.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Now Garoppolo, got to have this one. Lets this go for Renfro downfield. And it's knocked away and incomplete. The Raiders try it on 4th down, but to no avail. And the Charger defense stands tall, and they get the football back. The Charger drive about to get going. Been a very strong performance for them, really, on both sides of the football. The turnover on downs, the most recent example, and now, obviously, they're in a great spot here.
If you're over on the bench right now, you're shaking hands with your teammate, you're hugging him, giving him a little dap. Been a big, big performance for them. Now you just don't get careless. Take care of the ball on the way out.
A good pickup there, 26 yards. Still throwing the football here, even with the big lead.
Yeah, I know you and I came up in a different era. We think about sportsmanship and all that. Other people think about fantasy points and getting their numbers. That's all they care about right now.
On 1st and 10 is Spiller. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
They have 3 tight ends in that formation. That's almost a universal sign that they're planning to run the football. But how about the defense there? They met force with force and caused a stack up behind the line of scrimmage and threw him for a loss.
He's got it. It's Spiller. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. The Chargers passing game rolling a bit here. They've got another first. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Again, they run it with Spiller. And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. Isaiah Spiller with his 3rd touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the Chargers have opened up a 4-touchdown lead here in the 4th. Extra point up and good by Dicker. And that will increase their lead to 28. The kick unit on here for the Chargers as they will send this one away. Here's Abdullah from his end zone. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but
the self-inflicted wounds. They've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
That one will go as a gain of 11. Raiders having a first down as well.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. Yeah, he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. Tough spot looking at 2nd and 16 here after the big loss. There's Garoppolo to throw. Caught on the right side by Adams. Give him 16 yards on the play. And they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches.
But that last throw, Charles, puts him over 15,000 yards passing now for his career.
And Brandon, they're not going to stop the game and give him the game ball here, but that's still a pretty impressive number, and he's got plenty of more good football ahead of him. Although I would say the team should give him a game ball after it's all over.
21.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Raider football as we get you reset. They face a 3rd down now as they try to find a late score.
Here we go. 11.
Now Garoppolo. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers' 26. Back to the running game with Jacobs. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3. Yeah, so they get that one, Charles, on the right tackle.
Yeah, oftentimes at that spot, you're trying to work against a defender, trying to set the edge in the running game, and you're trying to drive around and get your body twisted so that he can't get there. Sometimes your hands get too involved.
Here we go. 2.
Looking to throw. Garoppolo. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
On 2nd down, Jacobs. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. They'll roll. Now Garoppolo lost the football. And picked up by the truck. There he goes, left side. And that might just submit it. Return for a late touchdown.
That impressive performance just became a little bit more impressive here as they add yet another score to the ledger late in the 4th quarter.
And not much has stopped them at any point in this game, partner. This is just an old-fashioned blowout right here. They probably could have put the brakes on themselves, but they elected not to and played this one all the way out.
So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score.
Here's Abdullah from his end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started.
Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
That's to the veteran tight end, Austin Hooper. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped.
The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 ticks remaining on the clock. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. On play action, it's Garoppolo. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Well, these guys are not going to go out with their tails between their legs. They're going to keep taking their shots until the clock's at 000. But that one, like a lot of others, winds up incomplete.
Back to the air on 2nd. It's Garoppolo. He completes it right side to White. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
And so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down, a nice safe throw, and a good one.
Garoppolo looks to throw once more.
Oh, Adams, what a grab.
And he's brought to the ground with another 1st down at the Chargers' 23. And whistles, and they take their final timeout with 7 seconds left.
Well, I mean, look, obviously there's no 20 or 30-point play in that playbook, but they can try to end things here on a positive note despite trailing big, and that looks like what they're trying to do here by pushing the ball downfield.
Well, let me go with the heavy cliche then, partner. Just control what you can control right now, and all they can control here is how their final plays develop.
Garoppolo on 1st down.
Throwing left sideline there, but it's incomplete.
It sort of looks like they still have some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But if this defense gets 2 more stops, they can keep them out of that area.
One final try now for Garoppolo. And he's got it. And out of bounds all the way down at the 3.
As this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their heads held high. What a performance by the offense, too. I mean, really, Charles, just complete domination on both sides of the football here in this one.
Certainly was, and I think both sides compete against each other all the time. You go to each other in practice, obviously your training camps, your off-season. But on game day, you both want to show your best. And I think that's what we saw from both the offense and the defense, a complete team victory.
So for the Chargers, it'll be a 500 start as the win gets them back to 2-2. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again.